It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
City News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the City Prime News Live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Morton Loop in Adabraka, Accra. I am Ejubi Wiafe Akintin. Coming up, Ghana's health sector faces crisis as nurses and midwives totally withdraw services nationwide.
It's not easy. He's not feeling well. He can't even eat. He's going through a lot. He needs medical attention. We came here and unfortunately they said the nurses are on strike. So.
We'll take you to some nursing and midwifery training schools where the strike has been extended to. Academic activities have come to a standstill due to the ongoing strike.
We are writing midterm, I think, next week. And then our tutors were supposed to be in class this week to take us through some of the subjects. But we've been in class since morning and no teacher has been around.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Health Service appeals to the striking nurses to reconsider their action as many lives risk being endangered.
Please come back to work and let's continue negotiating.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health is currently engaging the leaders of nurses and would give you an update from that meeting. Still in the bulletin.
We'll be having a meeting with the Ministry of Transport and then of Energy. They have shadow emergency meetings that we have to have organized, that we have to meet today.
Still in the bulletin, commercial transport operators to meet Transport Ministry today over decision to strike tomorrow against the newly introduced 1 cedi levy on petroleum products. Stay with us for details of these and many more stories in the next 30 minutes. The news is live around the globe on citynewsroom.com. The news is also live on YouTube, City 97.3 FM. Across the country, we are live on a number of affiliate stations. In the Western region, we are Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takrade. In the Bono region, tune into Live 95.5 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we are Orange FM 107.9 FM in Kumasi. If you're in the Volta region, tune in to Global 105.1 FM in Ho and Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya. In the northern region, tune in to Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. In the Upper West region, you can tune in to Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. In the Upper East region, Source 100.1 FM in Boko, and in the Northeast region, tune in to Scarp 101.3 FM. Please stay with us for more details.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back to the City Prime News. The details now. The nationwide strike by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association has intensified, with members completely withdrawing their services today. Despite increasing calls for dialogue, the association remains firm in its demands for improved conditions of service. At the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital in the Ashanti region, patients seeking care at major units and departments are being turned away due to the absence of nurses. A young man who brought his sick father for a scan said they were told to return home as no nurses were available to attend to them. Let's go over the phone lines and speak to our central regional correspondent, and he is Akwesi on what he has gathered so far from the facilities he has visited. Good afternoon, Akwesi.
Good afternoon.
Akwesi, which facilities have you visited today, and what can you report currently?
Okay, so I've been to the Mother and Child Hospital, which is a major referral facility in the eastern part of the central region here, specifically Kaswa. And when I visited earlier in the morning, I saw that there were patients who were waiting to be catered for. But because there were no nurses at work, it looks as if they were never going to access the services for which they attended to the hospital. I did engage with management, and what they told me was that the impact of the strike is quite heavy on the facility because they do not know whether to turn the patients away or to just watch them sit at the OPD. The situation is not too different from the Kaswa Polyclinic, which is in the central part of Kaswa. Now, what is happening here is that unlike usual, we're seeing just a few patients who have been here but have sat for quite a longer period, and they are not being attended to. And these patients are getting uncomfortable because they are here because they are sick, and this is the case. There is nobody to take care of them.
But Akwesi, have there been any reports of critical cases being affected or any deaths linked to the ongoing strike?
We have not received any communication from management of these two facilities regarding that particular aspect as at now.
What about the patients you spotted earlier who have not been receiving any services so far? Have you spoken to them, and what are their general sentiments?
So the patients are worried, and every other person would be to know that you are sick and you've attended to the health facility and nobody is available to take care of you because the health workers are on strike. So for some of the patients, in as much as they would want the government to take action on the demands of the nurses, they are also pleading to the nurses to, factor the human face of all these discussions and return to work.
All right, thank you. You heard our central regional correspondent, Akwesi giving us that updates. Now, relatives of patients on admission at the Eastern Regional Hospital in Koforidua have begun trooping to the facility to forcibly discharge their sick loved ones due to the impact of the ongoing strike by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Also, families of patients at the mental health unit were called on Monday to come for their relatives as the pressure on the only psychologist managing the unit in the absence of mental health nurses has become overwhelming. Similarly, pregnant women who visited the antenatal clinic have been turned away and advised to seek care at private hospitals. Our Eastern Regional correspondent Neil Amate Kanaku is currently there and will be giving us updates. Good afternoon, Neil.
Good afternoon, Ajuri.
How are pregnant women coping with being turned away from the antenatal clinic in Koforidua?
You can virtually see the sadness on their faces as they got to the antenatal clinic unit here at the Eastern Regional Hospital, which is normally called Koforidua Central Hospital. Now, since last week Friday, when I visited this particular unit, the whole place was locked under key. Today, similarly, the exact thing is happening here. No nurse is currently at the place. The place has been locked. So other people who are also walking by are the ones directing these pregnant women to other facilities. I can confirm that the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association here in Koforidua have indeed heeded to the calls by their management to go on this particular strike, and today they've withdrawn all services. I have with me here the secretary of the association in New Delta South, that is the person of Abraham Achiri, here to talk to us. Thank you, and then welcome to Citi Prime News.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
tell us, what is exactly happening here today? Because we can see that majority of your people are not at post.
Okay, a very good day to our cherished listeners and to our national president, Mrs. Perpetual Foriampofo. I think last week we communicated to the employer about our roadmap. We began with the wearing of red armbands on the 2nd and 3rd of June, and then on the 4th to 8th, we withdrew all OPD and then emergency services. Our goal was to get our collective agreement implemented, and then as law-abiding citizens, we'll get back to work. We decided on the 9th of June, if our collective agreement is not implemented, then we will withdraw all services. As I speak, we have gone round, and then most of our members, majority of our members are not at post. So that is to tell us that we are really adhering to the roadmap.
This is taking a toll on healthcare delivery here at this particular hospital. And then we are having disturbing reports from the NICU unit. Tell us about what is happening at the NICU unit right now.
Okay, thank you very much. I think our vice chair for the district happens to be the NICU in charge. And then we had the information from our night staff. I think per the roadmap, they were all supposed to hand over this morning. We are not the only category of nurses, health professionals working inside the wards. So our night nurses, they were 4 at the NICU, and then this morning they handed over all the patients to the doctors and other categories of health workers. So we expect that they will also continue care from there.
What are we hearing with people with babies now at risk now?
Okay, so many a times within the wards or the NICU, you will see a lot of nurses and midwives rendering care to these babies. Mostly we do the feeding of the baby, checking of the vital signs. So most of our patient relatives are doing some of these things we render. And then since they are not seeing that this morning, I think they have a different mindset. Some are making calls and the nurses are not at post. And then basically it has to do with our collective agreement that has not been signed by the Ministry of Health. Yeah,
Hello, no. Yeah, can you reposition yourself as the sound in the background is a bit noisy?
Okay. So definitely this is taking a greater toll on the mothers and expectant, even those who are even expecting their babies now. But what do you intend to do to solve this particular issue?
Okay, so we are only aiming at one thing, that is the implementation of our collective agreement by the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Finance. We are not happy to be on strike, but this is a call on all nurses and midwives to ensure that we have a better conditions of service. Let's make reference to most of our nurses and midwives traveling outside the country to the UK, to the United States, and currently most of our nurses are going to the Saudi Arabia. So those of us that are left, we want better conditions of service.
Thank you so much for speaking with us, Neil. Let's now hear from mental health nurses at the Eastern Regional Hospital, John Ajimai, on this particular strike.
At the mental health unit at the moment, we have about 16 staff. The majority of us are the nurses. And because we are on strike and we are withdrawing all services from today, there is no one to take care of the clients over there or the service users over there. And at the moment, most of the patients are stable and can continue with their medication in the house. So our psychiatrist ordered that relatives should come and we should call on the client's relatives to come and pick their relatives home.
You heard mental health nurse at the Eastern Regional Hospital, John Ajimai, speaking there. Let's move to the Whole Teaching Hospital, where our Volta Regional correspondent, Desmond Agor, is on standby. Good afternoon, Desmond.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Desmond, what's the situation and what can you report?
All right, so I'm currently at the Whole Teaching Hospital, which is a major hospital here in the Volta region. It's a referral hospital. And typical of the Whole Teaching Hospital, on a busy day or on a normal day, it's a very busy place. We see hundreds of people being admitted, some coming and going. But today, the situation is different. I'm currently at the emergency unit, and at the unit here, previously, you'd have seen people even on the corridors, but today the situation is different. We can only see about 3 or 4 people in the ward, which is which paints the picture of the ongoing strike by the nurses and midwives. At the OPD, you can count about 10 people just sitting here. Nurses are not attending to patients due to the strike. And some patients who have been speaking to told me the situation has been very bad. I spoke to one gentleman who brought his father. He said they came here around 5:30 a.m. and they are now leaving because they felt they would have seen some people attending to them, but the situation has been different. Although they got some medicines, they were not properly attended. I spoke to one other lady also who told me they had a sister here who is pregnant. Doctors or nurses told her in the night that they will not be coming in the morning. Although some came yesterday to look at some patients, they told them they will not be coming today. And yes, the situation is true. They have not come to work. So they are just hanging around expecting a miracle to happen. I also spoke to the registered nurses chairman for the region, Karis Kwame Kuma, who told me, although they were a little liberal last week, the situation is changing this week as they are enforcing the strike fully.
Right. Thank you so much, Desmond. You heard our Volta regional correspondent, Desmond Selassie Agos, speaking there. Let's take you back to the Ashanti region, the Konfanoti teaching hospital, where patients seeking care at major units and departments are being turned away due to the absence of nurses. We've been joined over the phone lines by our bureau chief for the Middle Belt, Hafiz Tijani, to provide further details on the ongoing strike. Hello, Hafiz. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Hafiz, what is the current situation at the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital today?
Well, so when you go to the major departments and units at the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital, where on a normal day you see a lot of patients trooping in, you don't find that happening because most of the patients who have come last week and they were told that the nurses are on strike, most of them are also seeking alternatives at other facilities, especially some private facilities, because they are not getting the attention they need at the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital. So when you come to the OPD of the Konfanoti, the main OPD of the hospital where I am currently located, you don't find people, the numbers that used to come on a normal day when nurses are here and the place is very busy with the medical care. You see nurses trying to assist some of the patients to get them tried and then go to the consulting room and follow the procedure for medical care. So you find a few of the patients coming here, just sitting here, but the doctors here are also spending some time trying to attend to the basic records procedure for the patients before getting them into the consulting room. And that is what you find at most of the areas. But at other areas where the critical services of the nurses are needed, they are just told that some of the doctors who cannot deal or cope with the numbers, just tell them to go and then come back next week or maybe the appointed date they have given to them. So that is what we find at the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital. Then other facilities like the Pampaso Children's Hospital, the doctors are also improvising, trying to attend to the patients and also do multitasking, trying to get them to fill the basic forms before going to the consulting room, and they're also taking charge of the consulting rooms again. But like I said, the attendance has reduced, so that has made the workload come down. So the work for the doctors is not so stressful, but it's just that they have to divide their attention and attend to the patients with other services. Then they would attend to their main services, that is the consulting. And when you go to, members, some of the members of the striking nurses and midwives are also lectors at some of these nursing training institutions. So at the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital, that is where the Kumasi Nursing and Midwifery Training School is located. And we visited the place. Though the students are preparing for their midterm exams next week, they say they are only taking advantage of the strike to revise, though they were expecting some of the lecturers to come in, but none of them have come in since morning. So you find students in small groups revising their notes.
All right. Thank you so much, Hafiz. That was our bureau chief for the Middle Belt, Hafiz Tijani, giving us those updates. Some of the students are saying that the situation is already impacting teaching and learning, affecting their preparations ahead of mid-semester examinations scheduled for next week. Let's bring you that insight.
We are in our revision week for our mid-semester. So tutors are supposed to be in class today so that they help us to revise for our mid-semester. But it's quite unfortunate. Health workers are on strike and we can't study with them. So it's really retarding our studies. Today we are just in class. We are not learning. We are just slow. Nothing ongoing. It's just us at this juncture. We need tutors to come so that they help us to make our learning facilitation very easily for us. But this is the case, they are not coming. So learning has become very difficult for us. So we are urging the government to help us and talk to them and satisfy all their needs so that they come to class.
As a student, I think this strike is having a lot of impact. Like the disadvantages of it is very high because we are writing midterm, I think, next week. And then our tutors were supposed to be in class this week to take us through some of the subjects. But we've been in class since morning and no teacher has been around. We are just here. We don't know what to do. We don't know whether to go home or what. Because being in school without a teacher coming to the class or something is something else. Though we can study on our own, but that one will be different from a teacher being in front of us and directing us.
Those were some students speaking about the impact of the ongoing strike by their lecturers. This is still the Citi Prime News, and still ahead in the bulletin, Ghana Health Service appeals to striking nurses to reconsider their strike action. We'll bring you more details after this break. Stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
This June, the business wave is back and it's bigger than ever. The Citi Business Festival 2025 on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, where it's all about business. This June, we will be celebrating Ghanaian businesses, re-examining our business modules and practices through our business fora, and sharing knowledge through our on-air business discussions. Make a business date with the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the Citi Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM and 10 a.m. on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. From expert interviews to real-world insights to the tools you need to grow. Don't miss a single moment this June. It's the Citi Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business. Only on Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. Your business, your future, your time is now. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and let's grow together. The Citi Business Festival 2025, celebrating everything business.
The Citi Business Festival 2025 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN Business, and Zonda Tech Ghana Limited.
Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at AgriFair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery, this is your platform to connect with the world. AgriFair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. AgriFair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sizzling kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The Agri Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by the Ghana Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, Development Bank Ghana, and Agri Impact Limited, and technology partner Farmerland.
City Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's bring you more stories this afternoon. The Ghana Health Service is appealing to members of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association to call off their ongoing strike. Director General Professor Samuel Kaba Akoria acknowledged the concerns of the nurses but urged them to prioritize patient well-being and return to the negotiation table. Speaking to the media, Professor Akoria noted that some healthcare needs are time-sensitive and cannot be delayed, warning that the continued absence of nurses could endanger lives.
Let me also take the opportunity to call on our sisters and brother nurses to come back to work. Just like yesterday, I said to one nurse that if you come to the hospital now, you as a nurse, and you are pregnant, you are going to deliver, because she was a pregnant nurse. What are you going to say? Will you say, I won't deliver today because we are on strike? You'll be shouting, let's all do this. Let's go back to the negotiation table. If it's your auntie, your mother who is sick, what are you going to do? Will you say, I won't take her to the hospital because we are on strike? And when you go to the hospital, who do you expect to take care of your mom or you yourself? So I humbly add my voice to the Honorable Minister that please come back to work and let's continue negotiating.
Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Professor Samuel Kaba Akoria, speaking there. Now, the Ghana Health Service is currently meeting the leadership. The Health Ministry is currently meeting the leadership of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. The spokesperson for the ministry, Tony Goodman, has been speaking to Citi News about the meeting.
Yes, so this meeting is what the minister has been advocating for this while, so that we all come to the table and continue the discussion. Thankfully, the nurses, the leadership of the nurses has actually listened to this particular plea, and they are currently at this meeting. We hope that by the time we finish this meeting, there will be some fruitful resolution for them to call off the strike.
What is it looking like? Do you think it's a positive step as they've already taken the initiative to come and meet you? Do you think it's a step?
Yes, it is. It is a positive step because they may decide not to come. They can say we won't come, but they are here, which means that they saw reason in what the minister has been proposing and they are here. So we are grateful to have them here. We pray that they will show that good faith at the end of this discussion.
You heard spokesperson for the Health Ministry, Tony Goodman, speaking there. Away from that, commercial transport operators are expected to meet the Transport Minister today over their decision to embark on a nationwide strike tomorrow, June 10, 2025. Their protest is against the newly introduced 1 cedi levy on petroleum products. Speaking to Citi News, the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, David Agbado, said the outcome of the meeting will determine their next line of action.
Yeah, well, it will come on. But as I'm talking to you, we'll be having a meeting with the Ministry of Transport and then that of Energy. They have shadow emergency meetings that we have to have organized. That we have to meet today. After we finish, before we know whether it will come on. If it will come on, we'll echo it on the airway. If it won't come on, we'll come and do press at that.
That was the Public Relations Officer of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, David Agbado, speaking there. The Ghana Hajj Board has assured Ghanaian pilgrims of strengthened health and safety measures amid the ongoing pilgrimage in Mecca. This follows growing concerns from several pilgrims over extreme heat conditions in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Reports indicate that temperatures in Mecca have exceeded 48 degrees Celsius, posing serious health risk, particularly for the elderly and those those with pre-existing medical conditions. So far, the Ghana Hajj Board has confirmed the deaths of 7 Ghanaian pilgrims, 5 women and 2 men who took part in this year's Hajj. Speaking to Citi News, Corporate Affairs Director of the Hajj Task Force, ABA Fuseni, stressed that welfare of pilgrims remain a top priority and will be ensured until return to Ghana on June 20th.
Oh, I think the pilgrims are very fine, well, and they are concluding the rituals. The Hajj officially is over, but there are a number of places of Islamic historical relevance and interest that some of them want to patronize. And so before they come home they start coming home on the 20th of this month, we are conveying them to some of those places of interest.
That was Corporate Affairs Director of the Hajj Task Force, ABA Fuseni, speaking there. And that's our package for you today on today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios at number 11 Dr. Morton Loop in Adabraka, Accra. Visit citynewsroom.com for more stories. I am Ejubi Wiafe Akente. Many thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.